Do all the installations and sculptures have a backstory?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
So can you tell us one, a really personal one that perhaps nobody knows yet?
Yeah, one was called Either War in Italy, '82. My grandmother worked for the RAF, Women's Royal Air Force, and she was a seamstress, and she sewed all these, she says, she saved London. She said that she made this woman, she was a seamstress, made all of these sort of balloons. And it was the day we arrived in Venice, the Falkland Islands there were a couple wars going on. And the whole thing, I thought, referenced, because we're also in Italy and it's a little crazy, and I was thinking it would be about the futurists, and I really realized that the futurists were about sort of noises, and it was so.
And we're fascists.
Yeah, and my grandmother I used to say, what was the most frightening thing? And she said it was the noises above your head, and the sound of things exploding, and you can hear, there was just this strange, you didn't know where anything was coming from. So the whole piece, I thought, had this very Italian aspect and kind of this backstory about my grandmother and what she thought was frightening. Mm-hmm. So, but all of them have that.
What did she say?
I don't tell anybody. I tell you now. It's 20 years later.
Now I should have gone through one at a time. But how did she think she saved London? What was she sewing?
Because these balloons were inflated, and the German planes couldn't tell the difference between the sky and the balloons. Oh my gosh, and they exploded. They were all around London. London was full of balloons. Big, not balloons. Yes, balloons. What are they called?
Balloons. I don't know.
Blimps.
Blimps. Oh, blimps. Fascinating. Okay.
And they were silver.
Oh
it's a
my
good
gosh.
look
So
because it reflected the
the
sky.
light in the sky.
So the planes, the Messerschmitts, is that right?
Gosh, yeah.
Couldn't locate them, so they would, instead of bombing them, they just flew into this invisible protection.